This is 8-Ball, my 65 Mustang that we've been doing tons of work to. We've tackled the suspension, the brakes, the exhaust, and added a supercharger to the nearly blown up 302. In this video, we gotta tackle the last remaining problem, this car's appearance. I wanna transform this thing into a sexy hot rod with a very low budget, also known as spray paint. So let's get on that. This thing's almost out of gas, so let's see if it even makes it to the shop. First things first, we're gonna tackle the paint. I'm gonna paint this door white because it's black. I'm going to fix this trunk bodywork and repaint it white. I'm gonna touch up the top of this quarter where it's also been badly bodyworked. And then we're gonna do some badass spray paint graphics. That sound good? Yeah? Yeah, we're gonna, oh. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Can you guys see the bad dents we made from filming last video's intro? I'm gonna pop them out real quick. Just so you guys know, I'm not stressing quality on this, all right? There's gonna be a lot of things that probably need body work, and I'm not gonna body work them, all right? I'm just gonna sand them, and I'm gonna paint them. And it's gonna look good, better than this. Spot weld right there. I would say trust the process, but I don't think this is gonna look good. I'm calling that good enough. I should not have started doing this. This looks terrible. Yikes! What do you think, cameraman? Should I ignore how bad it is and just continue on my paint journey, or should I add body filler and make it a little better? It's gonna look really bad once we actually paint it. I don't know, dude. I'm kind of leaning towards let's just paint it. All right, this is so terrible. Slightly better, but it needs body filler. This is the only round of body filler I'm adding.
Are you sure about that?
It's gonna be straight as the arrow when I'm done with it. A good bit of Bondo to fix what I have done to this car. While the Bondo in the door dries, I'm gonna knock down the Bondo on the trunk. When you block, I've already told you guys this, but you cross hatch, all right? You sand in an X pattern. You do not go straight up, and you do not go straight side to side, all right? We're not trying to get this bodywork perfect, but we'll at least show you how to kind of do bodywork in general, right? Right? So, I'm doing this. Hey, Zach, you want to turn?
Hey, shit, dude, I got you, man.
You're looking a little clean for this right now, I'm not gonna lie. All right, I'll catch y'all. I'm clogging out. I don't know if you guys also noticed these old tramp stamp stickers that somebody at some point peeled off and then never took care of the adhesive residue. That's been there the entire time I've had this car. This is dry now. I'm gonna leave it just like that. All right, well. It doesn't look good, but it's better than the big dents that were there. I did say I was gonna do minimal body work, but the fact that I fixed the dents on that door, is really bugging me because this door is also dented. So the stud puller's back out. I'm gonna hammer this, I'm gonna sand it, I'm gonna Bondo it, and it's gonna be better. It's gonna look better. Hey, it could be our little secret. I can put a little bit of Bondo over this. And if you don't tell anybody, neither will I. It'll just be our little secret that there's a little bit of rust on the bottom of this door. Do not do anything I'm doing. I promise you I'm not doing it right. You don't need to comment and tell me I'm doing bad body work because I know. This car is rusty, it's crusty, the paint is garbage, and we're only adding more garbage paint on top of the garbage paint. So, I'm doing garbage body work. You don't need to tell me. I am fixing this door gap though! Make that fender even too. That's not really even, but it's better than it was. My random hammering has gifted us with a more even body line, but now I have heavily dented a large portion of this door and even some of the fenders. So I'm going to sand like all of this paint down and then we're gonna layer it up with filler. Like I said, don't do what I'm doing. It's not good, it's not right, but it's easy. Guys, I've just made an executive decision. I'm well aware that the intro of this video, I stated I was gonna spray paint this car, but now that I'm sanding it and starting to do some body work, I'm realizing I'm gonna have to prep and paint over 3/4 of the car. So why don't I just prep the entire car and paint the entire thing with real paint, better than spray paint. If I just put in like 20% more effort, this car will look 50% better. So, I have just decided we are about to paint all of 8 Ball, which means I'm gonna go over it real quick, find the major low spots, hit them with filler, and then as a team, we are going to sand this entire car, and I bet we could paint it today. And I was only gonna spray paint it. I bet we could really paint it today. So let's try and do it. I love last minute impulse decisions. They're a lot of fun. This will be the most quick and dirty paint job ever. It will not be remotely nice by any stretch of the imagination. I said quick and dirty, baby. Headlight's not even connected to anything. We have removed the extremities. Now it's prep time. I'm well aware I should not be prepping anything with this heavy grit sandpaper on an angle grinder, but basically what I'm doing with it is knocking off the loose paint and the rusty spots, and then I'm gonna hit them with a DA, smooth them out, and then filler over them. Like I said, wrong way to paint a car. Bad, quick and dirty, not good, but we wanna get this done today, and this is the easiest way to do so. So I'm gonna keep on angle grinding. While I DA, I'm finding the low spots and marking them, so when it's time for filler, I'll slap it on. Now, after 2 hours of DAing, this entire car has been gone over with 80 grit. Now, I'm gonna apply filler to all of the low spots. I'm doing 1 round, and 1 round only of filler. I don't care about perfect straightness. This car is probably gonna look like an ocean when I'm done with it, but it's gonna be 1 color. So now we just have to apply a boatload of filler, let it dry, sand it 1 more time, and then it's prep and paint time. Filler time. I imagine we are going to use a whole f***ing boatload of filler on this car because I am filling in lots of imperfections that should be replaced with metal, but as you know, this car is pretty worthless. So, we're going for the quick and dirty approach. I'm mixing up a large amount of filler here, and it's probably only about 1/3 of what we're gonna need to really be done. But like I said, only doing 1 round of this. I'm gonna go over everything once, and then we're gonna let it dry, we're gonna sand it as best we can, and then we're rocking and rolling with paint, because this thing needs to be done like yesterday. I said I was only gonna do 1 round on this first door we fixed, but we got the filler out. May as well make it better. Hope you guys don't mind watching me slap Bondo over imperfections that need actual repair. It's just 8-ball, guys. It's literally just 8-ball. Who cares? Continuing on with our theme of laziness, I'm currently prepping the jams for spray paint. I'm gonna paint them just with the rattle can real quick. They're already sort of, kind of sanded. I got prep all right here. I'm gonna wipe them down and shoot them. That way we don't have to worry about it when we're spraying with the big gun. Wow. That looks good. Time to sand some filler. Well, after literally 6 hours of sanding, we're calling it a day. We've done everything. We started out going over with the grinder and 80 grit, knocking off loose paint, rust, old body filler. We've done new body work, gotten it pretty straight. We've gone over the entire car with 180, and we're just finishing up a final round of 320. So this thing is basically ready for filler primer, which we are gonna do tomorrow. Painting it today was a total pipe dream because we started this plan at 1 o'clock. It's now 8:30. And the car is obviously not primed or painted, but it's damn close. We basically just gotta do one final scuff, get her all cleaned and masked, and then we can start priming and painting, which we will do soon. Hello, hello. It's officially paint day, or at the very least, primer day. Let's back this thing out. For those that don't know, this is my dad's truck. It's a 6-liter Power Stroke that he painted. We just have to finish it, but I'm gonna pull it out of the makeshift paint booth. It does run. A little cold, I think. It's as if it has not run in multiple months. I thought you'd never see the day, huh? Now before we roll this thing in the paint booth and mask it and prep it, we're gonna do one final scuff over the entire car, just prep every little surface. Now for one more blow off. Now let's drop the homemade paint booth engineered by Papa John himself. This is pretty crazy. Now for the roof. If you guys didn't know, Papa John is a mega super crazy genius, by the way. If you haven't yet put that together. Boom! I'm now very loosely installing the headlight buckets, which we have sanded and primed. I'm leaving them loose so that we can paint kind of in the cracks and you won't tell that these fenders were black before. Guys, I don't know. The car kind of goes hard right now. Why don't we just pause all this super hard work and just leave it like this and let it rust? Yeah? Yeah? Before we roll it in and mask, I'm hitting it with a dry wipe to get the remaining dust off. That air gets most of the dust out, but not all of it. So this will make it a lot easier to prep when it's time to go.
She's dedustified, so let's pull her in.
Now for the final stroke of Papa John Genius, we got lights. It's getting real in here. Now before we start masking, we are gonna do a round of prep ball. This is a version of prep ball that will help get all of the dirt off. I'm gonna use it with this wipe, and Declan's gonna go behind me with the dry wipe to get the dirt off. Then we can mask. Now let's get masking. Once again, I completely underestimated how long this was gonna take. And it's a new day, but today we are priming and painting. This car is completely ready, it's masked off, it's mostly cleaned off, so now cameraman and I are gonna give it one final wipe, prep, and then I'm gonna suit up and spray some primer. We're gonna be using good U-Pol stuff. This is high build primer, and hopefully it's high enough build primer that it covers the really bad body work that we did. We'll see. This thing is looking surprisingly good. Not perfect, but surprisingly good. So let's move on to coat 2 of high build primer. Coat 2 is done. If you've never done this before, painting with a paint gun is super tiring. It's actually pretty hard on your hands and arms. You're all hot and sweaty. That's why I spray paint everything, because this is hard. But I'm hard! Seriously. Now that is looking pretty damn good. I revisited the instructions, which said I only need 2 coats, so I'm probably gonna call that good enough. We're gonna let it dry for 4 hours, come back, hit it with a quick sand, and then maybe have to prime it again, but probably slap paint on there. See you in 4 hours.
The primer is on, baked on and dry, so now it's time to do some wet sanding. I'm gonna go over this entire car with 320 wet, and I'm gonna make this thing super smooth so that white paint looks as good as it possibly can over our questionable 6-hour bodywork. This is gonna take a while.
Oh, hello. It's almost like this is day 4 of this project. And I said I was gonna paint it in 1 day. That was stupid. So today is finally time to lay paint down on this car. As you can see, it's all primed. I was here late last night, wet sanding it. The primer's nice and smooth. I think our bodywork's not gonna look too heinous. So now cameraman and I are gonna clean this thing off, get all the dust off of it, wipe it down for the final prep, and then we're laying on color. Gloss white, single stage. I'm not clear coating this. I don't feel like it. Let's get to work, cameraman. Time for the final wipe down. I'm gonna be using solvent and I'm gonna get it all clean, and then cameraman's gonna follow with the dry wipe to get any remaining dust off. Cameraman, just follow after me. It is officially time. Let's mix up some paint. This is single stage gloss white. It's 2K high solids, and I got it at a local paint supplier. It's the cheapest thing they had, and they said it was good, so that means it's good. So I'm gonna be doing 2 coats of this, 2 nice thick coats, and we're gonna let the car dry overnight. Should look pretty okay / decent maybe. This is actually industrial paint. I did some research on it. Turns out it's like, you paint like tractors with it, like big rigs. Perfect for 8 ball. Reduced by roughly 15%. I don't know if you can even hear me right now. We got about 60% done on the first coat and we ran out of paint, so I'm mixing up some more, but damn, this thing looks good so far. Body work, paint, oh yeah. If you guys are looking for an interesting workout, painting an entire car in an 80-degree paint booth. I'm hot. Look how sweaty my hands are too. Look at this, ready? You gonna lick them off, cameraman? Count 2! Just like that. After like 4 days of work, the car is painted. So we're gonna let it dry overnight, and tomorrow we get to see how awesome this thing looks. I'm really, really excited about that. Another reason I spray paint everything, I don't like cleaning the paint gun. It's not fun, can't take it all apart. It takes time, effort. Could've just been done. Throw the can in the trash. That's what? You say not?
It's worth it.
I don't know, I would argue differently. Okay. Everyone has their opinions. Guys, today's the day. We get to unwrap this car like a Christmas present in the beginning of November. Check it out. 8 ball is dry, baby. I'm gonna unwrap this thing right now and back it out and see how good it looks or how decent it looks. But from what I can see, it looks pretty good. Pretty above decent if you ask me. Just saying. This is gonna take a while. Who says you gotta remove trim to paint? Yo, supercharger, I missed you. Oh, there you are. Gotta take care of a little overspray that got underneath the tape, but that's what lacquer thinner's for. It's amazing what a little bit of effort does, huh? We gotta put the paint booth back up before we start assembling 8 ball. And everybody, take another second to appreciate how genius Papa John is. You can't tell me this isn't cool. step of 8Ball's transformation is, of course, reassembly. And we are doing that with the help of CJ Pony Parts. They sent me over so many nice things to make this thing beautiful and shiny and sexy. So let's get to reassembling. Piece 1 to the puzzle, the beautiful new grill. Installed. Next, grill trim. A little tricky, but also easy. 2. And the piece that's been missing since the day I bought it, the centerpiece. And installed. Next, CJ sent us these beautiful chrome park lights with tinted lenses. Might have to do a little clearancing to make them fit. Good to me. Oh, this thing's gonna look good, dude. Getting excited. Number 2 is in. Check them out, dude. Woo! Of course, we got some nice new headlights with some freshly laid down X's and beautifully painted housing. Look at that. 1 week is all it took. 2. I believe that's it for the front end. Can't forget the mirrors. Here's number 1, number 2. Now, moving on to the rear end, where we will assemble our new taillight bezels, gas cap, rear bumper, and reverse lights. Gas cap. CJ sent us the gaskets needed to mount the taillights, along with new chrome and new lenses. It's gonna look great. That is sexy. Number 2. I did not opt for the new gas cap, probably should have, but still looking pretty good. 1 beautiful Scott Drake reverse light assembly in. And tight. And done. Finishing touch for back here, a sexy new chrome bumper held in with 1 bolt, just like it was when I got the car, and I'm not gonna fix it because I'm lazy. This thing was definitely wrecked too. You guys see this? It's like wrecked. Pay no mind to the rust falling out when I do that. This car is now 95% complete on the outside, minus 1 little finishing touch. And before I show you this finishing touch, let me preface it. I love the slot mags, they are badass. But the problem with them is, they are 14s and they are super cruddy and ugly, and the back tires are shot. So, you may have had a better set laying around, and I'm gonna toss them on. Don't worry, I'll keep these for a rainy day, but I got some cooler wheels for this thing. Come with me to the back of the truck, where we have these super duper old school 15-inch torque thrusts. Mega skinny in the front, I think they're like 4 inches wide, with probably gonna murder me antique tires. And the rears are super fat with 295s that are probably gonna rub, but it doesn't matter because they're gonna look badass. Have no fear, these are not leaving forever. They're just gonna sit out on the sidelines for a while. New suspension, dude, it has to look new. Also, way lighter. More performance, baby. And we finally won't have to look at the stupid brake rotor dust caps because we have polished center caps. I'm gonna hit them with a quick polish because these lips are aluminum. They'll come out pretty nice. That only took a minute, a lot shinier. Front's done. Will these ridiculously massive tires clear? Seems like it. Oh, that's crazy, baby. That's poke right there. You truck boys think y'all got a little poke on your Silverados. That's poke. Why are my pants getting tight? Oh. These are definitely gonna rub. Don't care. And wheels are done. Let's set it down. And I'm gonna take a peek. Not you yet, but I'm gonna take a peek. No. You stay for now. This thing looks way faster than it is. Whoa, that's kind of ridiculous. You would not think this is 8Ball at the start of this video. That looks awesome. And guys, I am gonna show you, but first we're gonna finish the interior because this video is just gonna be a whole transformation. I wanna do the car top to bottom, front to back, inside and out. And that means I need to address some things in the interior before we do our grand reveal outside. We will do a nice edit of this when it's done, but for now, let's wheel it off the lift and let's make the interior look just as good as the exterior. Let's do it. Come on. The interior of this car has been disgusting since the day I got it, and we just did a bunch of body work, only making it worse. So I'm gonna clean it up real nice, starting with the old heater box, which I'm removing because it is full of crap leaves. It's broken in 2 places. And it's a race car, we ain't need heat. Ooh, those are big holes. Remember this reflective heat wrap from building Tomato? It works great at sealing holes, no matter how big. Like this one, for instance, is about 5 inches big. The elements are not gonna get in there. Check me out. An innovator. Plus it looks fast now, too. Heater hose holes? Never heard of them. Tom's Refurb is a hack. That guy can't build shit. None of his cars are nice. True. That looks bad. No bueno. Bad. What kind of adventures are under here? Some mousy one. That's just a piece of carpet. This car's original color was burgundy? That's kind of crazy. I was gonna throw this old carpet away, but then I realized it's the perfect lazy package tray replacement. So I'm gonna paint it black and then we're gonna glue it in. Thanks, CJs. I'm just kidding. The trick with painting carpet like this is you gotta kind of just saturate it. So that the paint just covers the old color and you could never tell that it was the old color. Just like I'm doing. It's gonna be awesome when it's done. While that dries, I'm gonna solve this saggy headliner problem with some good old Gorilla Tape. That looks incredible. Just like that. If you squint and then walk away from it with your eyes closed, you can't even tell. Stick it down. That's good to me. It's got my fingers all black though. Cameraman cleaned up the back seat for us. Go toss that back in. Boom. We're kind of moving back to front here, so now I'm gonna install some 3-point seat belts from CJ Pony Parts once again. Thank you, CJs. They're gonna make this thing slightly safer. Not safe, but a little safer. I can say goodbye to my very dangerous homemade seatbelts. Cameraman didn't even have one. Didn't even have one. Did you hear that? Bolt number 1. Here. Seatbelt. Here. Washer. Lock nut. Once again, I have not read a single instruction, so I'm doing it wrong. Bottom. Installed. Last part. The part that goes click. The button part. And done. Passenger side, also done. Now let me test. Ooh, actually feels pretty good. I'm not so scared now. Moving on to this gauge cluster, as you can see, it's all faded and yellow, and it's missing the little cap here over the temp gauge, so I'm gonna pop it out. Cluster's out. We got a new lens and a new bezel. I got them both from eBay. They go and clean it up real nice. Just like that. This is the stock stuff. We can kind of set it aside here. Real gently, I'm gonna wipe this down because there's some dust in there, and I don't want it in there forever. We got the lens in here. Last step, take this plate off of here, put the plate on here, then take the screw to hold it in, and then put that screw in. Crazy. Boom. How's that look? Good? Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm glad I did that. That back into place, rally pack, reinstalled. I found the factory steering wheel center in the trunk and I hit it with a quick polish because it's in terrible shape and all the paint is coming off on little black holes. So I got an earplug right here and some spray paint and I'm just restoring them. It actually works about 10 times better than I thought. Installing a brand new trim ring here because the old one broke. We'll take this beautiful steering wheel center that we've just painted with earplugs. Look at that. Once the paint dries, I'll wipe it down, but that's looking pretty damn good. Next thing that was bothering me, the lack of pedal covers on here, so I grabbed some new ones. There's one, there's two, and we got some nice new kick panels here, thanks to CJ Pony Parts. This car has never had them. Got that slid in there, door panel down, kick panel number 2. Now for the shifter here, you may notice I removed the stock shift knob, and I'm installing a Hurst shift boot, and I'm gonna pop in something that I have always wanted. This is a factory 65-66 Mustang console. I don't know why, but I love consoles. They just make something in my brain itch just right. So I found this one at a swap meet, but it was missing basically all the trim, so I just bought some new trim off eBay, tossed it in, and now I'm gonna put it in the car as a finishing touch. Console is in. Now, for the finishing touch on this interior, the 8-ball shift knob. That is a very large knob, bigger than I wanted, but looks tough. And now, for the grand reveal, the real finishing touch, the funnel. Let's look at this car. It still has the exact same amount of horrible blow-by, but it looks so good. It literally feels like I'm driving a restored Mustang. I'm so happy with it right now. 1 week, or a week and a half, if you want to get technical, but 1 week. About a week ago, this thing was ugly, ratty, terrible. Now, I wouldn't be ashamed of taking it to a car show. Not saying it's gonna win any trophies, but I'll take it. It'll go into the car show. Alright guys, I'm gonna just say it right now. I'm very proud of this. I know the bodywork is heinous, done incorrectly. We rushed it. It took a week and a half from start to finish, but damn, this is probably my best looking car now. I'm very happy with the outcome. Thanks for being along for the ride. I'm super happy with 8-ball. I'm glad we could transform it, and I'm gonna cut it to you guys right now. I'm keeping it. 8-ball's not going anywhere. It's gonna be mine. I'm gonna make it better and faster in every way imaginable, especially now, because it looks like this. So thanks for joining me along for the ride. I'll see you soon, unless you want to see me sooner, in which case check out the Patreon, check out tomsrefurb.shop for some badass new merch, and also check out Speedy's equipment, because you never know what you'll find there. Love you guys a lot. I tell you this so much that you're probably tired of hearing it. But I have to tell you because it's important. I love you. Bye.